Mikel Arteta is cracking under the pressure, and it's all unfolding on live TV. After Arsenal's frustrating 0-0 draw at Nottingham Forest, Arteta snapped when pressed about his side's lack of firepower in attack. The timing couldn't have been worse for the Gunners, as news of Liverpool's 2-0 win over Newcastle filtered through Anfield, sending the home fans into raptures. Liverpool are now 13 points clear at the top, with Arsenal's title hopes fading fast. And Arteta, he knows it. The normally composed manager was visibly rattled, struggling to hide his frustration in his post-match TNT Sports interview. His sharp defensive responses were a far cry from the confidence Arsenal fans were hoping for at this stage of the season. It's clear the pressure is getting to him, and this meltdown only fuels speculation that Arsenal's title challenge is slipping away. Again, we're going to watch the footage and react to Arteta's latest live TV disaster. Stay tuned. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Have a watch of this.
Why do you think that was maybe lacking this evening? Is it personnel? Is it tactics? What do you think is the issue? Converting that possession, as you say, into...
I don't want to discuss that again. We know that.
So how do you maybe rethink now? Is back-to-back games without scoring? What do you need? What can you change?
We have a good time to reflect. We have a few days now before the PSV game, so that's the time to do it.
So what can you change? There's not huge...
That's what I'm going to think, yeah.
So at the moment, it's analyse the weekend and then figure things out for Tuesday?
Yeah.
Outside of that, Liverpool are playing this evening, winning against Newcastle. The gap could be 13 points.
It's about us, it's about winning. No, it's about our games. That's the only thing we can control. It was the same a week ago, 10 days ago, 2 months ago. That's the only thing we can do.
How are the players in there? Have you spoken to them? What's the mood like?
Very disappointed not to win the game, obviously. We are here and putting everything that we possibly can, and the effort that they put in is unbelievable, the spirit that they have. So we want to win. We're here to win.
The spirit among them seems good, though. Do you need to help them be picked up at all with these disappointments, or do they sort of take care of themselves?
We are there for anything that they need. They know that we've been together for such a long time, and they are a joy to work with, and we're just looking forward. And individually, all of us, how can we add something just to create that spark and win more games? That's it.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can hear the frustration in Arteta's voice after that performance from the Gunners. Although he might not want to admit it, you can tell he is defeated. Still, with a long portion of the season left to go, what really are the chances of Liverpool losing their momentum this season and Arsenal suddenly gaining some? Surely not very likely. The whole Arsenal team seem to believe it's over, and now the manager has lost his head. It's a steep hill to climb for Arsenal. But anything is possible in the Premier League, so we should remain humble, yet confident in our game until the job is done. What do you make of Arteta's meltdown? Let me know down in the comments. In this part of the video, we will go over our 5 biggest takeaways from our 2-0 win against Newcastle United. A team that played the Liverpool way made Anfield merry in a 2-0 win against Newcastle, but have they won the championship in February? Number 1. Szoboszlai in the goals at the right time. With Diogo Jota and Darwin Núñez having not scored since the middle of January, there needed to be a source of goals other than Mohamed Salah in this Liverpool side. Dominik Szoboszlai has always looked like the Liverpool midfielder most likely to contribute to goals this season, and in the last 2 games he has. Arne Slot's tactics, which use the third midfielder almost as a second striker, are perfect for a potential goal-scoring midfielder. Szoboszlai has turned that potential into reality at just the right time, and has added productivity in attack to go with his tireless running. Not quite tireless, as he collapsed to the turf at the end of the Man City game. Such was the shift he put in along with his goal and assist. But he was ready to go again against Newcastle 3 days later, playing the full 90 minutes. Alexis Mac Allister chimed in with a goal for good measure. His 3rd league goal of the season, and his 2nd in this run of 5 games. Handy, number 2. Songs from Anfield Road to the Kop. The increased size of the new stand at the Anfield Road end of the ground always had the potential to change the dynamic of the atmosphere, and there was plenty of back and forth between it and the Kop against Newcastle. The new stand was noticeably involved in this game, bouncing off the Kop with songs and occasionally bouncing back. This lends itself well to renditions of Live a Bird Upon My Chest, which has emerged as an anthem of this season's league campaign, as it drifts around the ground, but mostly between the Kop and Anfield Road. It made for an all-round atmosphere, not the loudest Anfield has been, but perhaps the most jovial and celebratory. Number 3. Salah quietly brilliant, again. There aren't many Liverpool games these days where Salah isn't a talking point, but it also feels like he is still underrated beyond Anfield. This is a Lionel Messi-like season he's having. Even in a game like tonight, where he was quiet by his own standards, he still registered an assist and perhaps could have had a couple more. He was winning headed flick-ons for players making runs inside him and constantly stretching the Newcastle defence. A couple of outside the boot passes from the right were sublime, and he almost laid on a goal for Luis Diaz with one such pass. If there are individual awards to be won at the end of this season, there should be only one player's name on them, but as much of his quality is down to his team play as it is individual moments, as shown in this game. Number 4. We're going to win the league in February. As the news of Arsenal's draw with Nottingham Forest filtered through, the hope of a league championship only increased. Liverpool top of the league echoed around the ground, and it felt like a future prediction as much as a current statement of fact. The songs were belted out with more confidence, and the second goal only added to this feeling of optimism. The Reds are now 13 points clear of Arsenal, who have a game in hand, with 10 games left to play. Though Slot was not able to take his place on the touchline, he may have enjoyed experiencing Anfield in this mood from a different perspective. Number 5. At the end of a run, there's a golden sky. This run of 5 games was always going to play a big part in how the run-in looked for Liverpool, and how strong a position they would be going into the final weeks of the season. 5 games in the space of 15 days started with the Derby draw against Everton, and ended with a win against Newcastle. Each game brought its own tests, but Liverpool passed them all, even if not always with flying colours. They emerged from this run with 11 points from a possible 15, and, importantly, without a defeat. The strength and confidence taken from an unbeaten run cannot be underestimated, as much for its effect on future opponents as on Liverpool themselves. In that sense, it might have been better drawing a couple than losing 1 and winning 4, even though the latter situation would have brought an extra point. And at the end of this run, there's a golden sky, or at least a glimpse of silverware on the horizon. Now the focus can be squarely on PSG with a whole week to prepare. So what do you make of that? Did we miss anything? Despite Slot not being at the touchline, it didn't seem to make a difference for the Reds. We still played with absolute confidence in our game plan and easily walked past a tough opposition in Newcastle. It's hard not to get excited because things are beginning to feel incredibly real. If Liverpool continue to play their cards right and our big game players continue to turn up, that 2-0 victory last night could be the moment Liverpool equal the record for most English titles and start to put the work in to surpass it next season. But let me know your thoughts on the game and our takeaways down in the comment section below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool news and content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.